So today I'm going to tell you about a project I've been working on the last few months. My background is on economics. I study in Chile. And the first approach I got to programming was basically this, which is Stata, a language used for like statistical analysis. And I was doing this for a couple of years until someone like showed me this. And I say, cool, I want to do that too. This is Zip the Code, which is a very popular code written by Ben Fry in processing. So I took the same data and started visualizing it. These are like all the imports from Chile. And I got really like interested in doing this like in a more serious way. So I applied to ITP. And for a year, I've been doing like projects with maps and like different things, working with maps in JavaScript and in processing. And one of the things I like find was that like most of the libraries I was using were like distant, while P5 was the library to which I was like learning JavaScript, but like it was on another like spectrum, and I couldn't like find a way of mixing those two. So without actually knowing what to do, I applied to Google Summer of Code, which is a project that allows you to work on like open source software during the summer. And I was mentored by Daniel Schiffman, which was like really great. So my idea was basically this, to merge or try to create a wrapper around P5, which I was using all the time, and like mapping libraries already out there. And the idea was to keep it as simple as possible. So basically, this is if you have like a P5 sketch like this, you can add the library, and then you can add like 2 lines of code to define which map library you want to use. And then basically, you set up a map. And that will end up with things like this, for instance. This is a video, which is like visualizing meteorites. And then you can move around and pan with the least amount of code possible, just to keep it as simple as possible as P5 originally was thought of. You can also use it with WebGL. This is P5 running in WebGL with Mapbox.gl, so you can do like 3D stuff also in the browser. I've been basically writing a lot of tutorials for, like, for instance, this, visualizing a taxi route in New York. And also, of course, one of the first things I tried was actually building the code of Ben Fry's Zip the Code. So the idea of this, I think, is to people think about P5 also as a library to use when you're mapping something, and to complement it with our existing libraries already out there. Right now, I'm writing a series of tutorials of how to use maps and the kind of things I would have wished to know when I was like doing this for the first time. So this is a repo if you want to like check it out or contribute. I need help. There's a ton of things to do still. And that's it. Thank you.